Of course, do keep sending in your questions and queries as well on the Money Show at etnow.tv. But let's switch gears then from investing and personal finance to another related topic, and that's with respect to vehicle insurance, your car insurance. Now, Edelweiss General Insurance has come out with a very interesting product through the regulatory sandbox, which essentially is an IRDAI platform which asks general insurance companies to come out with innovative products for you, the customer. Now, Edelweiss has launched something called as Edelweiss Switch. What it essentially does is it gives you, the premium payer, the policy holder, the control of when you want the policy to be applicable to your vehicle and when not. So basically you switch on your policy or you switch it off. It's completely app based, and furthermore lots of benefits. I'm assuming that maybe an attractive premium cost as well will be one of them. So let's talk then about this one of a kind product. Today we have with us Shanay Ghosh, Executive Director, CEO of Edelweiss General Insurance, to talk about this product. Shanay, thank you so much for joining us. It certainly looks very interesting, very exciting, very creative as well, and I can't wait to try out my hands in this one. Firstly, just sort of introduce this product to our viewers. When you say it's a switch on, switch off policy, what exactly does that mean?
So, very simply, it is, an on-demand insurance which covers multiple vehicles. So what it does is you can cover more than one vehicle, a car, a bike, a scooter, a car, or 3 cars, any kind of combination as long as there's one car. And then for each of these vehicles, you can decide whether you want to switch on or switch off the insurance for the day. And what it also does is that allows you to pay the premium monthly installments. So it's a subscription-based model. You pay the initial premium, and then on a monthly basis, the premium is debited from the instrument that you've saved on the app. It is an app-based policy. However, you don't have to download an app to buy the policy. You can buy it online on our website, edelweissinsurance.com. And the moment you purchase, and the purchase is literally under a minute, the moment you purchase, you get a link, and you can download that link from Play Store or App Store, and it's an app. And then onwards, everything is on the app. So there is no PDF, no policy. It's an app, which is your policy. And once you download the app, you can, add details of your vehicles. And on a daily basis, literally, you can change the, insurance for your car. You can switch it on, you can switch it off. Currently, to give you my own example, I bought it for my car, one of my cars. And that car is currently not being used because we are still predominantly in work from home mode. So I have switched it off for all days, and I'm going to switch it on the day I use it. So that's really what it is. And, it's very aptly called switch in our opinion. So all you need to do is take control of your insurance, and you can switch it on and off. And I dare say it's very relevant in the current environment.
Oh yeah, exactly. With most of us sort of limiting our trips out of our homes, and car usage as well has been limited to such an extent that the batteries have died and we've not realized it. Shanay, just to understand the premium calculation, I'm assuming that this premium will be calculated based on how many days or for the period during which you have let your policy be switched on. Is my assessment right?
So to explain it a little bit in greater detail, there are 3 aspects to any car insurance. Your car insurance protects you from accidental damage. It protects you from damage due to fire. It protects you from damage or loss due to theft. So what we figured, and we did a lot of brainstorming and research to understand the product structure, what we figured is theft and fire damage is not necessarily linked to your car being driven. It can happen even if your car is parked. For theft and fire damage is a 24/7 cover, 365 days a year. But accidental damage is directly linked to the car being actually driven. So your accidental damage rate is a unit rate per day. So if it is switched on, it calculates the premium. So what happens is that we take an initial premium, and then at the end of the month, we calculate how many days you've actually used the policy. and whatever savings you have because you've not used the policy for one or multiple cars or vehicles, we pass on the savings to the next month's debit. So a lower amount will get debited next month. So it's a daily calculation of how many cars you've used for that day. And then at the end of a month, then that accumulated saving gets passed on to your next month's premium debit.
Okay, so basically when you are driving, your policy should be switched on and it will cover you against accidental damage. But what's interesting is that your car could face damage even when it's not being used. For example, there could be a fire, there could be a theft, and hence these two occurrences are covered by this policy 24/7, 365 days a year, even if your policy is switched off at the time. This is a very important clarification. So fire and theft is always covered. Accident will be covered if you've switched on your policy. Now, Shana, it's mentioned that this is a driver-based motor insurance policy. It's something that you as well mentioned in the first answer. So let's say if I'm the driver and I own, let's say, 2 cars and maybe a 2-wheeler. So does it mean that that one policy will be applicable for all the 3 vehicles?
The way it works is that you can buy the policy, you start buying it, say, for your car. And why we call it driver-based? Because insurance, so far in India, insurance is basically vehicle-based. So the premium for the insurance is charged based on the vehicle that you're driving, not on who is driving. So whether an 18-year-old or a 40-year-old is driving, the premium is more or less the same. In this case, we've introduced the dimension of a driver. So the premium will also be based on it'll also be based on who is driving. So the age of the driver and the driving experience as we get from the license of the driver. What happens is that once you add your car to the policy, then you can add any other 2 vehicles. It could be a motorbike, it could be a scooter, it could be another car. So you are the driver for all these. You also have the facility of adding more than one driver. So we thought that typically, you may have more than one driver for a car. So you have the facility of adding up to 3 drivers for a policy.
Right.
So you can choose 1, 2 or 3 drivers will be driving and you can add the other driver details later.
Okay, understood. All right. Shana, a very interesting product. Thank you so much for joining us today, and I suppose it's coming at a very relevant time. Like Shana as well mentioned, you're barely using your car, so you might as well just switch on your policy. When you're using it, switch it off for the rest of the time. All right, let's move on. In a rapidly changing dynamic of the world today, new age companies that successfully leverage user engagement will play a pivotal role in shaping the way the world engages with content. ET Now's Karunya Rao spoke to CEO and founder of One World Online to understand this better. Let's get you an excerpt of this conversation.
I think centralization, all this concentration of power and technology in the hands of just a few companies, is not a healthy trend.